Hi, I'm going to welcome myself back. As you may or may not realize, I have been off for a couple of weeks due to pixelation and audio problems. So I'm really hoping that that the issue is resolved, at least on my end, because I also hear that there are Facebook issues. So we're just going to give it another whirl here, and if it doesn't work out, then I'm going to have to go to another platform. So hi, Alexa. So today the topic is what does it mean to change your mind? So you've probably seen that tagline that says change your mind, change your life. And I have even used that myself in the past. So to change your mind and your life can sound huge and feel really scary. It reminds me of the Seinfeld where Jerry was involved in something and he starts ranting about having to change his carpet and his clothes and so on. So we're going to talk briefly about this topic today. So I'm Sana Carpellotti. I'm an alchemist and a strategist helping people to heal their life wounds and also to expand well-being through highly effective energy psychology approaches, such as emotional freedom technique and family constellation. So it's not talk therapy. I also teach Hatha yoga and am a HeartMath coach, which is a comprehensive stress reduction system for individuals, families, as well as groups. In the area of retreats, classes, and events, I'm happy to announce the From Hurt to Healed retreat is going to be held in the fall, and there is a link at the top if you want to read about it and make a decision if it's something that works for you. I'm also doing a 3-class series of how to learn emotional freedom technique or the tapping in September, and the flyer is in production right now, and I will be announcing it on Facebook. And if you don't know EFT, you want to learn EFT. Even the basics of it is so incredibly life-changing. I'm also doing a salt cave guided hypnotic meditation on August 7th, and I will be sending out a post in the next day or so here on Facebook as well. So thank you all for coming. And if you have any questions as I talk, feel free to make some comments there, and I'll do my best to take a look and see if I can answer them. So changing our minds does indeed change our lives, and also vice versa. Yet, even though we want to be happier, healthier, maybe even have more freedom and peace, or to resolve something that we haven't been able to resolve or heal, I mean, it can still feel overwhelming because we're still kind of trapped or feeling stuck with the hurt and feel internally stressed because of it. Okay, you might worry that if you resolve a problem or say, reduce anxiety, that there will be consequences because of the changes. Because, honestly, people do become accustomed to us, how we behave, our moods, how we think, even our spiritual or political affiliations, don't they? So you might worry about the risk of losing or gaining something, or even being seen and standing out, or even being rejected. So some clients will come in and nervously inquire, how will I change their minds? I don't have that power, and nor would I ever want to do that. My work is to facilitate the release of the tension, whatever that is, because within you is the change. And that's where, and it's generally kind of buried under layers of beliefs and emotions and conditioning. My job is to help reveal it and to shape what is natural within you. The truth is, when you engage in an action to terminate, to reduce or heal or shift anything, you can expect an aspect or aspects of your life to become different in some way, or to shift, or even that 6-letter word change. Okay, another truth is, and I think we've all experienced this, is that we don't always have to engage in action for change to occur. What I'm referring to is maybe someone has said something to you that led to an awareness and you adjusted your life, or you have an insight or an experience that communicates you, and then you also make adjustments or corrections in your life. So whether you purposefully take an action or not, change can happen, what I refer to as organically. It's a natural outgrowth that expands and makes room whenever tension or conflict is released or freed up in some way. It is naturally inherent in that way in all of us. But on the other hand, I mean, some things require consideration or like a kind of a shaping towards a desired goal, which is a part of the work too. So some aspects of your life will remain the same because you already have good qualities and characteristics that are very becoming of you, that you have cultivated and shaped over time. Or you do well in certain aspects of your life, and you can tell because they feel like they're authentically a part of you. So you don't lose control. You consciously direct your mind that expands out into your life. Now, here's 2 examples. A client I worked with was a professional ballet dancer, and she had stage fright, and we resolved it completely. A week later, she reported to me that she stopped biting her nails and drinking soda. So her stage presence also, which was also already stellar, also improved. But the unexpected outcome from the freedom and joy, the expansion she felt to perform, she no longer needed the immediate relief she obtained from biting her nails and drinking soda. So that was good. Okay, another example is a client who was a serial womanizer. After healing early life trauma, which was tied to a belief of not getting enough, he literally cleaned out his entire apartment down to the flatware, and he started over. Now, this was not discussed in our work. His freedom, his new grounding and sense of self gave him a powerful new vision, and he wanted remnants of his old life purged. It was important to him, but it's not necessarily important to other people. So I have witnessed changes in health, body weight, marital status, posture, even voice changes, or clients who have reconnected with family in new ways. All of this and unlimited changes when long-standing stress and unresolved trauma has been reduced in some way. So the question becomes, do I or don't I heal a struggle I have? Well, it's a choice that we make. If you choose the latter, it's perfectly fine because you don't have to heal. But then be okay with it. Don't add another layer of stress over top an existing stress. All you have to do, you can make an assessment in your life to here you are today, and you can look back 5 to 10 years and just quite quickly assess, has your life changed for the better, or are you kind of on kind of a routine status quo? So it's easy to forget without conscious awareness. Remember, our lives are created out of conditioning from adversity, trauma, stresses from our lives, and also from our families' lives behind us. And I am a huge proponent of self-inquiry, which we will do at the fall retreat. So what does it mean to change your mind? Remember that any and all struggles reside in the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is expressed in the body. They're one and the same. So I can talk about depression, but a discussion does not reveal the important aspects that are held in the subconscious, as well in the subconscious mind and body. And often we don't realize the connection between the struggles that we have and the various aspects of personal conflict. When I was in my 20s, I was very, very ill, and nobody made until I took a look at the amount of trauma that I personally had in my life and how equivalent it was to the amount of body pain that I carried. So remember that it's a packaged experience, and we experience here. That's why I never really know how somebody's life is going to shift. We just do the work. Okay, so the mind is comprised of various levels of consciousness that express different aspects of not only the issue, but that are different for everybody, but also how aware we are of what those issues are. So some aspects of the mind are the images that you have, pictures, mental movies that you create, your perceptions, the language that you choose, your habits and your patterns, your emotional patterns. All of your memory lives here, your beliefs, sensory memory as well. So when an aspect changes, other aspects change too. And that's why I can never predict what happens. So an example would be that, like, a client who has frightening images that flash in the mind. So when those are cleared, there's going to be a tension relief and memory shifts and a reduction in that tension. But then, because we fill that void, see, then that's what expands out in their lives and begins to reach and pull in, more healing types of experiences. A quick example is a surgery trauma client that I had. Had a flashing image of a surgeon's scowling face telling him that he had terminal cancer. Now, this was an 80-year-old man. So we literally extracted that image from his mind within 5 minutes, so that he was able to focus his attention on what was the task at hand. And for him, it was managing his healing process. Another example is that trauma and emotion lives in our language, especially our early life and inherited trauma language. So as these language patterns change automatically, they can change automatically and very dramatically after healing occurs of whatever that initial wound was. So voice, tone, rhythm, even word choices change. And it wasn't something that we talked about in the session, because you might notice that there's some people that talk really fast and there's no periods in their sentences. When they even change to a slower speech pattern and rhythm, then that also begins to shape the brain and starts to change their lives, because it communicates a message to the body. So the relationship that you have with yourself, with other people, your habits, and the stuff in your lives and the changes that you make are associated with anxiety, trauma, and fear. But when you expand and you take that, you to take off that burden or that tension, then there's room for your vision and what it is that you want in your life to expand. And therefore, your needs change. Okay, and then you start wanting different things in your life. So the truth is you can be directed in a very good way, and sometimes in a way that causes you to stand up for who you are and what it is that you want in your life, to set boundaries or to get really clear with what's important to us or what we won't tolerate from other people anymore. Now, I get it because I've been there. That can feel really risky. Yet, you know, and I know that it's also strengthening and confidence building to have that clarity and to advance and progress forward. But honestly, I have observed over time that every solution or every time the tensions have cleared, what presents itself as solutions are always in line with the individual's life. So you will always have charge of what you want to change in your life, what you want to keep and embrace, and how your life will go when you make changes. So if you look at it this way, and this is a big one here for you to remember, okay, that stress, anxiety, trauma, and inherited trauma have conditioned the symptoms that will be in charge of how you live your life. Okay, now because you know that and you start inquiring and start like assessing, well, what do you think about certain things? Can I heal this aspect of my life? See, then you get to consciously direct your life. So certainly, we can also become attached to these stresses, these emotions, our routines and our habits, and even the pain that we have. Like we know that you know what you're going to be doing this evening for the most part, or when you plan to go to bed or you get up in the next day, who you're going to talk to, and all the things that you are involved with for the most part. But we live in sort of a slumber, and change helps us to wake up a little bit. In line with my work, like is to help you or to help individuals with these personal struggles. When these tensions are erased or terminated, then your energy increases, your insights expand, as well as you connect with an inner wisdom and also habits and patterns just that were associated with that conflict begin to just fall away. And then one day you forget to remember to bite your nails or to have that drink, whatever it happens to be. So our lives, the mind and body, are in constant change. We do not live statically, although our habits and our routines create an illusion that we do, but we don't. The intelligence of the body and our personal desires are always striving toward a well-being that we desire. Or you can remain in the same routines of mind and also in your life. There's nothing wrong with that. It's always your decision whether you take that step towards change or allow others to continue to set your life for you. I mean, that's a huge awareness that is difficult to swallow at times. So as adults now, see, we have the freedom to peer inside of ourselves, inside the subconscious, to redefine and reclarify our lives. If you take it one step at a time, revisit, breathe, contemplate, because keep in mind, see, you've already changed your life many times already. So take it slow, take it easy, one step at a time. I hope this has been helpful. If somebody has any questions, I'm more than happy to respond to you at any time, even through email. My email is on the post, or if you have anything that you want to comment here, I'm more than happy to respond to you. So much love to you, and I'm really grateful for all of you for stopping by. I'm here every Wednesday at 3 o'clock, and I also have a newsletter on my website, sanakarpalati.com, if you want to stay connected in that way. So thank you all. I appreciate all the hearts and all the love. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.